choosing this session. I'm Ileana Ovalle. I'm from Cox Communications, and I have a former life of working at San Diego Grantmakers, and I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces. I'm getting us started because we have a really exciting and tight session today as far as timing is concerned. So I'm really hoping, along with our speakers, that you all are going to be very engaged because this session is really about you. And just to go over and make sure you guys are all in the right session, this session is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, What Do Nonprofits See? I'd like to introduce our wonderful group here briefly, and then I'd like to understand who's in the room with us this morning. On the left is Sindhu Knotz. She's the manager from the Center for Effective Philanthropy. We call it CEP. And she oversees the creation and presentations of CEP's assessment reports and assists in development of new assessment tools. Next to her is the fabulous Julie Fry from the Hewlett Foundation. She's been there since 2007. Does anyone recognize Julie? Yeah, Julie is from the San Diego area. She previously was an Associate Vice President of Fund Services at the San Diego Foundation, and she was the first director of the San Diego Foundation Arts and Culture Program. And with her today, and next to me, is Laurie Schell, a grantee of Julie's at the Hewlett Foundation. She is the Executive Director of the California Alliance for Arts Education. She fosters strategic alliances with national, state, and regional arts and education agencies.
Thanks for having me here today. My name is Sindhu Knotz. I'm the manager at the Center for Effective Philanthropy. And for those of you who don't know us, the Center for Effective Philanthropy is a nonprofit, and our mission is to provide data and create insight so philanthropic funders can define, assess, and improve their impact and effectiveness. So the question becomes, how can a funder improve? Are there things that a funder can do to improve the impact in the eyes of their grantees that they're having on grantees' organizations? And we know in our research that program officers are key to the grantee experience. So we've seen that there's as much variation within a grant-making organization as there is across grant-making organizations. Meaning that a grantee can have a very different experience depending on the program officer that they're assigned. The first is understanding grantees' goals and strategies. The second is the helpfulness of the selection process and the mitigation of pressure to modify priorities. The third is expertise in grantees' fields and communities. And the fourth is the appropriate frequency of contact and the initiation of contact. At the very basic level, solid relationships are critically important because grantees are a good source of information for us. They are the ones on the ground doing the work. They're likely to have a much more nuanced and deeper understanding of the work that needs to be done in the particular places that we care about. If we have high quality, long-term, trust-based relationships with grantees, we believe that we'll have better knowledge around with which we can make smart investments.
I remember actually accidentally being copied in on an email that said, Julie Fry is gatekeeper to millions of dollars. And I remember reading that email and sort of getting all flushed thinking, I am? Really? I don't think I am gatekeeper to millions of dollars. But it was my first lesson in perception. Working for a bigger program also means that I have a lot more grantees that I work with. Our portfolio is about 230 organizations, and I work with about 130 of them. So the point, Sindhu, that you made about the contact with grantees becomes more and more important to me in terms of making sure that I am having that connection, and that it's a connection that's satisfying to the grantee, but also satisfying to me over time. I've realized that over the sort of the evolution of my understanding of my role in philanthropy has gotten me to this place that I really think about that role as a holy trinity. And forgive me, I grew up Catholic. There's three real key pieces to what I do. The first is the grant-making piece of it. It's that transactional, doing the due diligence on a grant application, getting to know the grantee. There's the good citizenship role within my organization, making sure that I'm sitting on interview panels or working with my colleagues to think strategically about the work that we're doing. And then there's the sort of building of expertise, making sure that I'm out in the field, making sure that I'm on top of trends that are happening in arts and culture in the Bay Area and beyond, making sure that I'm being seen as participating out there in the community.
Intensely about the relationship that we've been able to develop with the Hewlett Foundation is I think exemplified in what I've been able to develop with Julie, and that is and the panel who came before really set us up, I think, for this conversation. It's that sense of mutual trust and respect that we've developed over the past 4 years. We're going on 5 years now. It's the ability to establish a relationship over time, and it's a feeling of transparency. I think one of the best assets that a good program officer can bring to this relationship is that it can help an organization grow, and it can help an organization be strategic in our thinking. Another aspect that has been highly beneficial is bringing a sense of humanity to this work. It's not about filling out forms online. It's about a human being at the other side, the other end of the phone. On the other side of the spectrum, and this isn't in my relationship with Julie or Hewlett, and some of the not so great relationships I've had with funders are those that I never get to talk to, that say online only, don't call me, wait to hear. They are one-time grants, programmatic only, never giving general operating support.
How well do you understand their goals and strategies? Take a moment and think about that. How do you gain that understanding? And then given the context in which you work, what would allow you to understand these organizations better?
All of the conversations that I participated in, I felt people were starting to really reflect, and I just, we do this research so that we can spur reflection within organizations, so I just hope that everyone brings these conversations back, and we're always talking about things like pressure with your staff and your colleagues, and ways in which you can support organizations through their processes. It's just, we see this so much in the field that these conversations happen, but in silos, and we talked a little bit about this at the first table, but really bringing this as an ethos throughout the whole organization.
This has been a great opportunity for me to be on the other side of the table, so thank you all so much. And it's wonderful to hear how you're thinking strategically about how to extend your hand and do this work in ways that are more effective and reach more people. So thank you so much.